Jadon Sancho has been linked to pretty much everybody in the Premier League. Bild is reporting, though, that he would prefer to go to Liverpool over Manchester United because he has better chance at winning hardware there. Stevie, certainly you wouldn't mind having him, yeah?
Absolutely. The only problem he's got is where's he going to play? I mean, do you really turn round to Mohamed Salah and say, I'm sorry, but this guy's starting over you? Or Mane on the other side? Because it's one of those two. It's certainly not down the middle. Fantastic for Liverpool, yes. Would it be great for Sancho? I'm not so sure. He has to go and play somewhere. And if he goes to Liverpool, I'm not so sure he's starting every single game, that's for sure.
Shaka, that's just it for Jadon Sancho, isn't it? It's got to be a tough choice, I'd imagine, for a footballer. You go somewhere you're probably going to play more versus a place you're probably going to win more. How do you make that decision?
Listen, it's a pretty good choice to have to make if you're a footballer. Here I am, I have to choose between Manchester United and Liverpool. I think that's what every single player wants. Listen, I also understand the predicament, but Stevie rightly points out, Liverpool are so settled, so successful in what they do. Anybody coming in, it's at the very least, it's going to take them some time on the sidelines, working their way into becoming a regular starter. Now, whether Jadon Sancho sees that as being part of his role, I'm not so sure. On the other side of the coin, you'll have other people saying to him, listen, Manchester United are a club on the up since Bruno Fernandes arrived. Manchester United have a lot of money to spend in terms of competing with those at the top level. You can either spend a year or two on the sidelines figuring out your best position and how to work your way into the Liverpool starting 11, or you can wait a year or two being in the Manchester United starting 11 while they add to what they have in competing at the top end. It's a tough choice. It's a good choice. But right now, I think the easier and better fit for Sancho is at Manchester United.
Don, what would you do? Take the guaranteed playing time or the shot at more trophies?
Well, it depends how confident you are. If you're having the conversation, if you're Jadon Sancho and you're speaking to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you probably know you're going to probably get in that starting 11, and Mason Greenwood maybe having competition with Anthony Martial for the 9 position. So you'd pretty much guarantee for that amount of money you're going to start most weeks. If you're super confident and you have the conversation with Jurgen Klopp, and Jurgen Klopp is a people's person, he might convince you that you're going to play a lot of games, and he'd also sit you down and convince you that, you know, Liverpool are here to stay. We want to retain the title, want to win the European Cup, domestic honours. So you've got a big choice to make. Personally, if it was me, I'd look at the managers and how the managers are going to treat me. And if that was the case, and it's starting football you want, it's Manchester United. It's the same scenario as Alexis Sanchez, basically, when he was in talks with Man United and Man City, and he wanted to go to Man City. He went for talks with Guardiola, and they only offered him a certain amount of money, which was astronomical. And Man United came in when he went for talks with them and offered him ridiculous amounts of money, and he went for the money. And how did that work for him? He didn't win any trophies. He didn't win any major honours, and now he's in Italy trying to rebuild his career. So I think you certainly go where you're going to play. Having said that, you know, I know it's a contradiction. Go to Liverpool and go and win some titles and win European football and domestic trophies.
Bit of news now just for Stevie. Thomas Gronemark, better known as Liverpool's throw-in coach, has signed a 1-year contract extension. Gronemark tweeted earlier that was amid great interest from other clubs. Stevie, how relieved are you that Gronemark is coming back?
Hold on a minute. So why would he tweet that there was great interest from other clubs? Why would he do that? He's giving it all that again. Hey, by the way, never mind there is great interest. How many other teams have got a throwing coach? Tell me.
I don't know, Stevie, but...
Thank you. None. None. 0. 1 team. And he's saying, oh yeah, those other teams are great interest. Why is he saying that?
Yeah, Who's in for him? Who's in for him? Real Madrid? Barcelona? Who's in for him?
Yeah. Well, by the way, next week we're going to have a chat about Gronemark. He's had offers from Man City and Real Madrid. What do you think? Well, if he goes to Real Madrid, he'll have the players for 2 days a week throwing the ball, and then if he goes to another team, he'll have them for 4 weeks. So if I was him, my experience, I would go for the 4 weeks rather than the 3 weeks. Is that what we're going to be doing next week?
I don't I don't know what we'll be talking about next week.
Well, it depends on the money.
I promise you, we will not be talking about throw-in coaches in extra time because Stevie's not around in extra time. It's just Don, Shaka, and your questions off of Twitter. Make sure to join us.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.